Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, let's review what we know. According to the RCMP, the Office of the Prime Minister of Canada was involved in a scheme to manipulate the findings of an audit report regarding potentially fraudulent claims of a Conservative senator. And yet the Conservatives continue to dodge and weave, stubbornly refusing to answer any questions about the involvement of the Prime Minister's key advisors or what the Prime Minister knew. Will the Prime Minister at least confirm that in order to be able to keep using Mike Duffy as his key fundraiser, his staff orchestrated a cover-up?
Obviously, Mr. Speaker, I completely reject the member opposite's question, and I've answered the question, Mr. Speaker. But let's bear in mind who's asking the question, Mr. Speaker. This is a member who was singled out by the judges who were reviewing our boundaries as somebody who was trying to influence inappropriately the process, Mr. Speaker. He was one of two members in this entire House who was singled out. The only other person singled out was another member of the NDP for breaking the rules. So when it comes to ethics, this is certainly not a member that anybody in this House should ever take a lesson from, Mr. Speaker. No one. He could help, though, by repaying the 2.7.
The honourable member for Timmins, James May.
What a pitiful legacy for that member. We're dealing with the allegations of corruption tied to the Prime Minister of the country. Pitiful evasions. The police have the emails from the Chief of Staff of the Prime Minister of this country outlining a strategy to manipulate a Senate report and to cover up a case of potential fraud. And the RCMP say that then they contacted the key senators to pull off this scheme. And then the Chief of Staff wrote the $90,000 to make it go away. When will this Prime Minister finally come clean about his involvement in the cover-up and the involvement of his key advisors?
Here we go. Again, Mr. Speaker, I've answered that question on a number of occasions. But again, when it comes to ethics, let me quote from the judges who were reviewing our boundaries. The first hint of what the Commission considers to be inappropriate involvement by a member of Parliament in the electoral redistribution process, Mr. Speaker. This member has the nerve to get up in this House and ask questions about ethics when he was doing one of the worst things any member of Parliament can do. Try to influence judges reviewing our boundaries in his favor, Mr. Speaker. Now, he was probably worried because he voted against the gun registry, the abolition of the gun registry, which he promised his constituents he wouldn't. So that's why he was trying to gerrymander his riding.
The honourable member for